Hello, Eridos speaking, and I'm going to be reviewing something pretty relevant because this recently just came out, and it's also going to be one of the first third-party toys I've reviewed on my channel. Then again, I haven't had much in the way of third-party. I mean, this is like the third-party item I've actually owned, but here we have the Iron Factory, the Hunter Miko for Iron Titan, aka Hunter Windsaber, which is a little third-party Windblade. And when I say little, I mean this is tiny. But we'll get more into the size. I have the packaging here. Here she is in robot mode and vehicle mode. And on the back, we can see all the different poses she can get into. Nice little details on the box, IFEX5H, because yeah, this is actually a repaint. Here's the bottom of the box. There's the QR code. I don't think it's going to come in too well on my camera, but yeah. So let's get into talking about this one. And before anyone says anything on the comments, this is not based on the RID version of Windblade. It's pretty obvious it's not, but for some people who still think it is, it's not. This is based on a repaint, slight remold of Windblade that was released by Hasbro for the San Diego Comic-Con 2015 box set called the Combiner Hunters, hence why she's called Hunter Windsaber. Hunter Windsaber. I almost said Windblade there. Yeah, because basically the repaint was supposed to be Combiner Wars, where Windblade and a bunch of other female Transformers just hunted combiners. Oh, irony! This was before the Machinima series. Anyway, let's talk about the little tiny figure here. You can see, nicely painted. Nice metallic gold here, and even the fan blades. There's pretty nice black, but it kind of breaks up the red of the rest of the figure. Nice glossy yellow for the cockpit. Gold over, nice metallic gold here, red. Little blue accents, but it's going to be hard to come up on my camera. Now then, you might notice that there's these underneath her wings. This is actually the weapon storage for vehicle mode. As you can see there's the robot mode right there. As I said, these are just her weapons for robot mode. This is where they're supposed to be stored. I just gotta carefully twist these off. These are kind of thin. See, there's a little post right there, and there's a little peg right there that these just peg right into. Now, while I have these out, I'll show you that yes, just like all other Windblades, these are articulated. So you can get them into little poses depending on how she's flying. Which, of course, you can't get the full articulation with these in. And yeah, these are really tight fitting when I first got them. They're now a little looser, but yeah. Be kind of careful when you're putting these in. I actually nearly scratched the paint off of the ends of the blades when I did this. But having these peg into the bottom of the blade of fans here can actually make the blades work like wing extensions, which actually looks pretty nice from some angles here. It's not an intentional feature, but it's nice nonetheless. Now then, otherwise, the landing gear moves up and down. That's about it for the vehicle mode. Now then, what I like about the storage here is that if you know what you're doing and careful where you grip, you do not have to remove the weapons from storage. You could just leave them in the fan blades while you transform, which of course you have to flip them all the way around, like so. Get these into more of a proper position later. flip the landing gear like so, and see there's a post there that plugs into her, well, robot mode arm, where we just unpeg them, flip the arms around, and then we go to the obvious legs and just flip them around, unpeg them, and now we just rotate the arms a little. We take the wings, fold them back and upward. This is more for aesthetic reasons. You are supposed to flip them up like this, but moving them back is more for how you want it to look. So I'm going to rotate the blades ever so slightly to make them look more natural on the arms. We flip the cockpit down and rotate the head. And there we have the little Windsaber, the third-party Windblade, in her robot mode. And as you can see, we have a lot more gold detail now. You can see we have gold detail in the breast area. I'm sorry, I have to say that because this is a female character. Gold in the torso. Nice gold paint in her hair. Head. Sorry about that. Blue, which is normally black on the original. White face. Sadly, the markings on her face are not painted, but that's actually true to the Combiner Hunter version. She didn't have the eye lines, which is representative of those from the Caminus colony, if I remember the mythology. As you can see, she has this little red peg in her knee that just blends in with the rest of the leg. She has little heels right here. And nice details all around. It's kind of hard to see because my camera doesn't have a friggin' zoom function or any sort of focus. So what you see is what you're just going to have to deal with. And again, this figure was originally released by Iron Factory to be a companion piece to the Generations Metroplex, because this would be more to scale with how Metroplex actually is. Now then, the original paint job that was released was actually the original classic, or more IDW version of the Windblade. So anyway, let's get some size comparisons here. So I got a few things here off the side. So here she is with my Legion class Generations Optimus Prime, which she pretty much scales with pretty good there. In fact, that's actually the scale they were trying to go for. Sorry, but Wheelie kind of patted her there. Let's see, what else? Here we have Vector Sigma from Power of the Primes. Kind of tiny there. Again, this is only supposed to be a pretender shell. Let's see, let's try something more recent. Power of the Primes Battle Slash. Kind of big. Let's see, what else? How about one of the Infernocons, where she's kind of bigger than the Infernocon here. I'm just going to refer to that as Dive Bomb because I don't remember the actual Infernocon's name. This is just the Dive Bomb mold anyway. Let's try some other things here. Here we go. Deluxe Class Swoop. Oh, come on. There we go. She's pretty small compared to a Titan class. I mean, a deluxe class. Really hope I didn't screw that up. Let's see. Let's try with Beast Wars Tankor. Yes, TJ, he came here just fine. And let's try. Okay, this is going to be hard to stand up for obvious reasons. Anyone who owns this toy will know why I'm going to have trouble standing this up. Here she is next to the original Thrilling 30 Windblade. Yeah, I'm not going to try to stand her. She is very, very not good on those high heels. So yeah, there's her original form. And one last size comparison before we get into articulation. Here she is next to my Master Force Pretender Windblade. Yeah, I made a little humanized version of Windblade here. In fact, I have two. I'm gonna try to sell this one. That's why her face is unpainted. I want people to, whoever gets this can choose if they want to have her face painted or not. You know, not sure how I'm gonna deal with selling a custom figure, but we'll see about that later. Let's actually talk about the toy. Articulation. Shoulders are ball jointed. Sometimes certain poses will get hindered because of those wings. Wings, of course, as I said, are articulated. The fans are still articulated. The elbows are ball joints, partly due to transformation. Hang on, I gotta reposition here. Head is ball jointed. Hips, ball jointed. Knees have a swivel and well over 90 degrees of bend. I'd say that's about 180, but again, that's more for transformation. Nothing at the feet, of course, because they're just solid. So, yeah, give me a second here. Just gonna get one of her blades out of her shoulder, or wings, but yeah. Oh, what the heck, I'll just take them both out. And then let's look at the blades. You can see, nice baby blue, nice and shiny. They're both the same except the molding is reversed. As you can see, there's the fan blade on one end and the peg on the other. And she just pops them into her hands like so. Hang on. Why is it so much harder to do this stuff on camera? Maybe it's because I'm reaching from behind the camera to do this. Anyway, there she is with her swords. And kind of hard to get her to stand when I can do this a lot better when I'm not on camera. So yeah. She can get into quite a few poses, and yeah, the thing about these blades is that the original version of this mold, before the repaint, actually had two different blades. One was a solid color like this, except in purple, and the other one was clear plastic. This, not so much. This is strictly a dual wielder. And because of that, I do find it a little disappointing that she doesn't have the Combiner Hunter accessory that she had, which was this giant spear of some kind. There we go. Now we got her posed and standing on her own. You can get her into quite a few poses too. Let's try with just one of her blades. Like that, like that. And I was able to get her standing in this pose before, but then again, she didn't have the blade. There. Yeah, she's quite posable for her size, thanks to all those ball joints. Regardless, this is actually a pretty fun figure to pick up if you have the chance. But do be wary. The original color scheme of this is currently discontinued at this time. I mean, they do say they might make more in the future, but right now she's pretty pricey if you're going to try to track down the original black and red. This version, on the other hand, just recently came out. It goes for about 25, 26 bucks without shipping, usually 30 with shipping. And for the price point, that actually seems kind of reasonable for this size, especially for a third-party figure. So if you're looking for like a little tiny and cute Windblade to have on your desk, or to have something that's to scale with your Metroplex or any of your other Titan class figures like Triptychon, Metroplex, Fort Max, I'd say this is a good pickup for you. And I really do want to see some of these other ones too, because they did an RC in this scale. They've done Optimus Prime. Heck, just this month they say they're going to be releasing a version of, oh, what was the character? Slipstream, yeah. They're basically going to be doing a Slipstream in the scale too, and I really want to see that, because it's probably the cheapest way to get a Slipstream without paying the huge overages for the collector's edition. I'm trying to remember what version that was, because I know it was a remold of Starscream from Prime, and then of course there was the one that was a remold of course, Windsaber. So anyway, that's my review of the Hunter Winblade, and I hope to see you guys again on the next review. Later.